Hi, and welcome to the Life Affairs podcast, the podcast brought to you in 2 languages. In Dutch, because it's from the Netherlands, and in English, because of the diversity of my guests and the listeners. My guests could be Dutch or not, and they all have a story to tell. Don't we all have one? First, I want to tell you about me. My name is Roula, and I'm your host on this podcast. Now let me share with you why I am creating the Life Affairs podcast. Here's the thing. Growing up in Lebanon, I listened to fascinating conversations about love, war, drama, and edgy things. When I left the Middle East for Europe, I thought I would hear happier and lighter stories in the seemingly easier part of the world. That wasn't the case, really. I discovered the universality of personal life affairs. I discovered that our stories are one. You, my dear listener, know how life experiences are extremely valuable and that you are not alone in these experiences, even though many times it feels like it. Sometimes you think no one can understand or recognize what you are going through. Or sometimes you even feel embarrassed to talk about your experience. Of course, we all are scared to be judged. We are shielded by the image we created of ourselves to the world. Here, in my studio, we come together. I genuinely believe in each of our stories. There is contagious magic, wisdom, and inspiration. On the Life Affairs podcast, my guest from all walks of life and myself talk about these life stories to get uplifted by the triumphs and learn from the losses. I want to invite you to step with us into this world. Imagine all the different ways you could relate to the story and how similar you are in the most unexpected thing. Maybe you wonder what you would have done in such a life affair and reflect on the decisions you have to make in your life today. I keep it real, so you'll hear it all. Awkward moments, hilarious anecdotes, embarrassing stories, tales of heartbreak and grief, times of rejection, but especially all the wholesome stuff. On the Life Affairs podcast, my guest and I will, in the most authentic, vulnerable, and hopefully sometimes funny way, bring that one life story to you. Some days the story will be light and joyful, and other days it might be hard and heavy. How else could it be? It's life we are talking about, with all its affairs as colorful as they can get. For all of this, I'm creating this podcast so that you could feel safe and heard by sharing, anonymously or not, the life story you feel it will benefit, encourage, or inspire other listeners. There is, without a grain of doubt, someone out there relating to you, to me, and to our story. If you like the sound of this, please subscribe and follow the show. I look forward to hear about your life affairs on my email, roula@thelifeaffairspodcast.com. Who knows, we could record an episode together. Thanks so much, and I'll meet you on the next episode.